Welcome to Lost in the Lakes, and tonight we've got a bit of a challenge. All the way up there. We're not going to go up the front today though. So very recently a couple were picked off the side of this mountain. The last time I was going up here, this mountain's called Barf. It's got the Bishop's Head. It was near in winter conditions. It was probably, I can't remember now. I think it was sort of like March time of last year when I was up here. And it was dry. So I went up the scree, went up to see what it was all about. Found out what it was all about, and it's pretty hairy up there. I can see why people get lost, get scared and call a mountain rescue. Most of them, thankfully, most of these calls are just people crag fast. If people don't know what crag fast is, basically you get up but you can't go down or up, you just get stuck. There's a certain place up there that you sort of climb up, you feel fairly confident, you turn around and look at it and it's like, oh, I wouldn't go back down there. But it's the only option if you want to go back down. I got away with it by traversing along using my mountain experience. And I have been up the side here before, so I kind of knew there was a path off. Well, I knew you could make your own path off to the right. And it was damned impossible if you try and go back to the left. So a lot of people like to go up to the Bishop's Head, which is the white rock just up there. We'll be avoiding that and going to the left of the gully. So basically you get to these screes and instead of following the path straight up, we're going off to the left here. I mean, even going up this way is still a little bit precarious. There is much easier ways to get up Barf if you go from Whinlatter. So you can go up the forest roads and then across the side there. It's a lot easier. But we're basically doing a quick route up. This backpack I've got is the OMM Classic, and I've got it kitted out with a pod. These they've got the chest pod, and I've got these babies as well. I've even got OMM bottles to go in. I just figured that'd be easier to fit in these. And yeah, I've got a fair bit of weight in it. I've got 6.5 kilos, which is enough. I'm taking a wrong turn already. So we're going up this path. I think you can cross over, but we want to be going, there we are, yeah. So we want to be staying away from the right there. And there is a sign up here that tells you it can get quite dangerous. Really, we want to be on the other side of the beck there. Yeah, the crossing's just up here. Okay, just here. Public footpath over stream. There is a path that goes up to the straight ahead there, but we'll be abiding by this. Danger, falling rocks. And it's not just that, there's just nowhere else to go. So we're going to go across here. If anyone's seen my last week's video about these rivers being low, I mean, they're certainly running a bit better now, but still fairly low. This is where we're starting our steep ascent. So if you're ever coming up here, avoid going up that way because it takes you to nothing. When I get further up, I'll show you where that path actually goes. Come across here and follow this path up here. So you want to be to the left of the gill as you're going up. This path actually does take you down further. So if you go, you can actually come up from there without crossing. And we're going to go straight up here now. I've got full waterproofs on. I've only got a t-shirt underneath this and a gilet. Them clouds up there, don't know if you can see, but they're moving pretty quickly. And actually coming here, there was a few gusts of wind on the main road. So it's the other challenge is need to try and find somewhere sheltered. Now, last time I went up here, there was a few camping places, so I do believe I should be able to find somewhere fairly sheltered anyway. Just poking out there's the Bishop's Head. The path that it tells you not to go on comes up here, and if you go up, all this is all basically vertical, so there's nothing really, there's no real path. The actual crux of the other path is about there. You've got to try and come up and then work your way up there, but it's not brilliant. We've got a few blue skies, but if you look over there, it's getting a bit grey. So last time I was up here, I was a one tent man, and probably only about 2 or 3 wild camps when I did this. Obviously I had the experience going up mountains, but I didn't have the wild camp experience. When I was up there, actually there was another 2 tents, and I was so quite surprised, as Barf isn't really sort of like a known mountain like Blencathra or Helvellyn or something like that, Cat Bells. So I was quite surprised so early on in the year that there was actually some people camping. Even grabbed a couple of subscribers off that, I think. We're a bit higher now than the Bishop's Head, so it's a lot easier going, even though I know there's a couple of steep steps coming up, but it should be all right. I think last time I had walking sticks for this short climb. I think I should be all right without them. In fact, it might even be easier without them. This is what I mean by easier ways to get up. I've climbed up from down there, but you've got this forestry track that takes us to here, and then you've still got to climb. But there is a forestry track further up that kind of runs level and goes up there that avoids all this bit here, and you can see just in the distance there where you've got to try and climb up that little scramble. Okay, this is the little crux. I believe this is much easier going up than it is going down. You've got a sign telling you which way to go, and it's up that way. So you can see by the state of the rocks here, I think because it's been dry, so it's been so loose, so everything's been kicked down. Yeah, we've had a bit of rain for the past week or so. You see out there now we're in the woods, and we've got these steep climbs to do. Follow this off to the right here, just testing the rock, and that is slippy. You can kind of tell when it's got this lichen on it, you know this is going to be pretty slippy. Now, I'm trying to remember which is the best way up. Now you could go up here and traverse across that. Oh, there's a little kind of slabby route there. This bit here looks a bit more jagged, and then up there, so slabby route there, or up and traverse across the slippiness. This looks easier off to the left. I'm just going to get a bit closer, give you a better idea. Give me a better idea. You know, I think this is going to be the way. It's got a nice big step there. We've got something there. It's loose, but it'll probably take our weight. And this, traversing across this, I don't think it's going to be a thing. It's pretty slimy. Right. I'll get that in there, but what we're going to do is keep close to the rock. I just put you there. Step up onto that, and then we're on here. And what I'm doing is I'm just looking for the sort of muddy level bits and trying not to slip. Now we've got this big drop down here. In fact, there's a nice little path there, but I'm just going to keep looking into the rock, staying into this side. Some nice good steps. Confident, but not overly confident, just so you're not unbalanced. And there we go. Got that drop down there, and that's the way we came up. It is a lot easier coming up. Now I don't think we're out of the woods yet. I think there's another little bit of a descent, a bit of an ascent, but nothing like that. Now this is, like I say, the easy way up. The other side there, wouldn't even bother trying that today. It's only 6:30, probably nearly 7:15, but it does get dark quick in these woods. My low light sensor's kicked in. I get a message on the camera to say when it's in low light, and it's kicked in already. So it's beautiful, isn't it? It's almost like rainforest. So this part here is Windlatter, and obviously this is the furthest sort of west, I think the path is on the northern side, you know, closest to Barf. A very quiet path, especially up past that step. Right, this is the next kind of rocky step. I mean, it's slippy, but there's I don't think it's dire consequences if you fall on this one. I think if we stick to this main bit here, foot placement's quite good. There we go. That one was quite easy in comparison. Coming out of the low light into a more open forest. Usually means we're near to crossing over the gill at the top. You can now see the top of Barf just through them trees. We're getting to the other forest trail, which you can take up. There's the other forest trail, which takes you straight over. So if you wanted, you could come from the visitors centre and probably not lose much height, or have to gain as much height, and climbing to the top of Barf there. The wind is slowed down a bit. I'll have to check the forecast. I think it is forecast for about 20 mile an hour winds tonight. Obviously up a mountain it's going to be possibly double that. So I am in the Terra Nova. I haven't brought the Hilleberg, so I'm going to try and hide from the wind a little bit. Don't have to worry too much with the Terra Nova, but obviously I don't have to worry as much with the Hilleberg. First off, I did pack the MSR Hubber. It's the bike packing one I've got, which is just a bit lighter than the rest. And yeah, I think it would struggle tonight. Although that's what I had last time when I was up here. I think it even snowed. Well, it was in the snow anyway. It was a lot cooler. I think it's been over a year since I crossed this stile and down into this gully, and this is where we're crossing over. Right at the end of this path, looks like there has been steps originally, but the water has corroded these away, and seems to be a more natural path following the water down. Yeah, I think this is where the steps had been put in the past, and they're pretty much gone now. Yeah, look at them for big slabs. Look at that. That's when they made proper paths, eh? All right, let's cross this beck. I bet this was nothing a couple of weeks ago. In my last video, I was almost praying for rain, and we've had nearly 2 weeks of it now. It's up a lot further now, back up to sort of normal or even over normal. Still think there's places in the UK are struggling, but we've definitely had a big dump of rain since the time I came down. I went up to Lord's Seat, which is just there. Have camped just off the side of that as well. Pretty windy conditions. I came down this path, so I came down from there. I can feel the wind now, probably hear it. So it's definitely coming from that way, so I'm going to be looking at the other side of the mountain to try and find a pitch. Now the couple I met on here when I was just kind of new to wild camping, I think they'd been doing it a while. They had a really good pitch, and I think if I can get down where they were, we'll be out of the wind as well, and you get a really nice view. I was almost jealous that they took that. I was kind of stuck on the top in a ditch. Well, so far we've managed to avoid the rain. Got blue skies up there, but over there in the distance, and that coming our way. And it has been on and off raining all day. There you can see Lord's Seat a bit better now. I think that pitch just on the other side of there, just down a little bit. That was my bike packing one that I did on my gravel bike, so you can ride your bike almost at the top of that. I don't think we're quite on top, but at least we've got some sort of views. I think this is a possible, well, it's a viewing point and a possible camping place as well, but it is right on the path. But I'm going to have a little look over here. It's only 7 o'clock, so although the weather's horrible, we've got plenty of time to look around. Should get some nice views from down into Bassenthwaite there. Skiddering Cloud, Bullock Pike just below, and almost sort of directly across there is Dodwood. We're about the same height as Dodwood at the minute. Got other potential little camp places down there, but it's a bit off camber by the looks of it, and I think I tried to choose them last time. Oh, that was maybe going to be my bailout, I'm not sure, but just going to go up onto the top then. Just coming up onto the summit here, get an idea of what the wind's going to be like as well. This is the summit of Barf. Now, there's quite a few places you can pitch up here. Off here, just going to have a quick look over here, being a bit careful because I know there's some big drops here. Yeah, that's a bit of a cliff, and with the wind going that way or pushing towards me or push me off there, I'm not going to bother. So the guys in the Abisko, I think they camped round about here. I'm pretty sure it was on the path, you know, like whether it was there or here. And I camped off down here because the wind was pushing that way. It'd be a no-go today. I was down here, and it was a bit more wintry, so there was less growth and a lot easier to pitch. Right, this potentially could have been it. Got a nice level point here. This is all right. Right, here's the rain. Pretty heavy that. You can probably hear it. I was thinking maybe camping up here. Let's drop back down again. Just a couple of viewpoints that I've seen. It's almost like hail, that. I just thought I'd have a look at where I've been. Might have to drop down to that point there. Yeah, there's a couple of nice, with no wind, this would make a nice little camp. But I think we're going to go back over to that point there. So quite a narrow tent, quite easy to pitch. So I think we're going to go sort of diagonal across here. Just drop down a little bit. Have a look. Oh, it's on a big slope. Right, let's not bother. Or shall we? If we can get it here, I think we'll be alright. This is level. Right, I think here's going to be the one. Kind of looking towards there, so no views. But at least we'll be out of the wind. It seems to be holding. What I don't like about this tent, it does move a lot, but it's nothing like what it would be on top of there. Right, let's get in. Sitting quite low. It looks quite wide from here as well. Hopefully we're out of the wind enough to be alright tonight. I don't fancy walking off here in the middle of the night, but if we need to, we just have to remember, go straight up there. Right, I'm in the tent, got all my wet stuff off, and now in my dry stuff. I need to really sort all this crap out now. I've got wet stuff touching dry stuff and things, so I'll be back in a minute. Right, managed to get you balanced in my shoe. I managed to get most things sorted. I just need to get, I mean, this ground is ridiculous. It's lumpy, I'm sitting on a big stone here, so I need to get this thing blown up for a bit of comfiness. This tent's small as it is, you know, it's kind of got a small doorway. Still dubious about this tent since last time, but should be fine. It's been in worse, a lot worse. And it was a windy day. If I remember rightly, I could hardly stand when that wind was going. I think I'm going to sleep this end here, head this end. So I'm going to blow this Thermarest up. I've stopped using the Thermarest battery thing, purely because it's just as easy doing this, to be honest. So tonight, if I have to bail, I'm just going to keep my down pants and down jacket on and just get wet, knowing for a fact that I'd be in shelter in the woods in 20 minutes, so it should be fine. I've got my waterproof. I suppose it all depends on what happens. I'm hoping not to bail. As you can see, this is quite easy, and the trick is to open it up and like blow from a distance, and then it just sort of fills up quite easy. Like, you blow like that, it doesn't really do anything, but if you hold it out, blow in the middle, here you go. Good few lungfuls of air. I mean, that's only, you don't have to blow it up massively, just a little, just to open it out, really. There you go. It's still raining, but I can see over in the distance blue skies, so I think it's going to be a bit in and out like that tonight. Just had to rain in when I was pitching. Right, you can feel the warmth on this already, just on my knees. Trekker chair, everything up there. Have a little look out here and see what's going on. Blue skies, lovely dry. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my jacket and everything back on and go outside and just dry it off. Right, there's the pitch. and the wind hasn't calmed down, but the rain has. I think the forecast is to stay dry, so hopefully we do stay dry. Look at that. See a big house down there, right down that bottom there. All this bit here is a kind of nature reserve. I think the ospreys are in there somewhere. 1, 2, 3 rivers going into here. This one here in the middle looks a bit man-made. Obviously this one here looks like it's split into 2, but that's a natural one, and that's the Derwent further up there, which sort of starts over in Derwent water and works its way that side of the valley and then out there. Look at this sunshine. You miss it for 2 weeks and it gets really cold. We should have good views if all being well. It stays nice. I'm going to get a down jacket on now because I'm bloody cold, and I think this has dried off enough anyway. That tent should survive the night. I've just come back a bit. It's funny, like, a green tent seems to stand out more than a brown tent, and I don't know what it is, but I don't think it's going to rain. I mean, I've got my down jacket on now, so if it does start raining, I'm going to make a run for it. So it just shows you about layering and obviously down jackets and everything. I have a waterproof jacket on just before, and I was cold, really cold. Chuck this thing on, I'm toasty. I mean, I could even put the hood up if I wanted, but I'm fine. I haven't changed, I haven't put my down pants on or anything. It could be a lot more windy and I'd still be warm. Obviously when this thing gets wet it loses its loft, but yeah, just a waterproof jacket, although it does take the wind chill out. Having that sort of layer of insulation between it makes a hell of a difference. I mean, I've got a gilet on, which was fine when I was walking during the day, but on top of mountains late on it gets cold. And don't think that even summertime, I mean, I'm going from my experience from last year, and we all know what last year's weather was like. I do believe that it never gets warm up a mountain. It's always a bit cold. I would say it's never hot at night. During the day you can go up and you can go up in shorts and t-shirts and you're fine, but if you sit around for 2 or 3 hours it's really cold. Looks like there's a raven on the top of the of Barf. Might as well go all the way to the top, eh? Tent will be safe down there. Now this is nothing like what it would be like on top of likes of Skidder, which is still in cloud. Did clear for a little bit. We're quite low down and got a little bit of shade from all the mountains up there, but it's still windy. Like I say, I'm going to go back up to the top and then I'll walk back round. Back up to the summit. Look at this. I mean, this looks like a place where you could, on a lovely summer's evening, come here and chill. I mean, we are getting to summer. Oh, we're in summer. But yeah, you could pitch there, you could pitch over there. And it won't surprise me if people have. Right on the summit. I am kind of risking it. There's quite a few low clouds coming in. Pretty sure I've camped over there before, many moons ago. Maybe should see if I can find it again. All this is wind ladder. And I think this is what's shading us from quite a lot of the wind. Look at the clouds. It almost looks like it's on fire. Right, these dark clouds are coming in again. So I'm going to get down. I know how quick that rain came in. So I'm going to get down. I mean, it's not forecast, but yeah, so just the way them clouds were coming through the trees, then it looked quite good. It was it almost looked like they were on fire, and then they were sort of spindling round and up through the branches. And that black cloud is kind of gone now. It's so quick and it moves so fast. Yeah, so I'm going to get back down to the tent, get sorted, and get some food on. Will my tent still be there? It's still there. Right down. Just there. Stunning views though, isn't it? As soon as that sun comes out, it just clears. It's great. Can feel a bit of rain coming in though. Can feel something like that. It's just out. Right, time has passed. I've been watching that sunset and I've put way too much water in here. Or I haven't mixed it up properly. Let's have a look. I'm glad I've got a spork. Look at that. Right, anyway, let's try it and see what it's like. Well, I don't know if I'm getting too picky, but let's see. Still got some hard bits, and considering I put more water than it's needed, granted, it's my problem if it's runny, that's fine. But the actual taste is still a bit powdery. It's not like the real Thermarest. There's still some like dry bits in it. I mean, the overall taste is quite nice, but it's still like the beans are still. Yeah, the beans have still got some dry bits. But anyway, certainly edible. Again, my fault, I put too much water in. But yeah, considering that's a no-brainer for not a no-brainer, considering that's the sort of go-to, probably not as good as the real Thermarest. And £10.30 for these. Right, anyway, I'm going to finish this off. I think the sun's going down. Next time you see me, probably in the dark. Good morning. Same sort of weather today. A bit on and off. It hasn't rained, but it's cold. Hence why I've got the down jacket on still. But it's clear. I was half thinking of walking off down that way, but a bit of a road walk back if I did that. So I'm going to pack that mess up and walk up over the top and see how windy it is. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to put a waterproof on, but I'll make sure that my jacket's certainly at the top just in case. But it's a fairly short walk off anyway, so not a bad little spot. We're out of the wind just enough. I haven't even checked the tent really. Let's have a look. This one was loose. This was the main one that I double pegged, and yeah, I mean it's not tight, but everything has stayed in. Considering the amount of wind we had, that's not bad at all, and the tent's dried off, which is even better. Right, I'm going to get this stuff packed up. What a mess, eh? Right, I'm going to get packed up and then organised. Right, so that's everything packed in there. Tent's all empty now, so I'm going to get out. I'm going to see how quick I can pack this thing away in a bit of wind and yeah, still wet ground and everything, so should be kind of a real world thing rather than in a nice field. It'll be a bit harder to do it up here, but yeah, we'll give it a go. Okay, so peg bag, tent bag, which is going to be quite hard to compress into, and poles. Put them there, ready, steady, go. Time. Right, so there's the tent, here's the pegs, poles, and there's the pegs. Right, let's get them in the bag, let's get the bag on. This thing, I'm not overly impressed with all these bits and pieces here. It's just because there's a lot bolted onto the outside, and putting the pack on when it's like that can be a bit of a pain. So I'm going to save this bag for ultra lightweight minimum as well, just because when everything goes in, but it'd be better to have everything, like these packs and stuff, stop jangling around. It can be a bit of a pain to get it on. Right, let's have this bit on first, and then what next? Chest strap, clip that on. See what I mean? Yeah, I think these are designed for minimalist only. There we go. Backing away a little bits of plastic. That's it. Now we're back with leave no trace. Flatten the grass a little bit there, but right, we're going to head off. I think I might go up this little bit here and go straight onto the top there, rather than trying to battle through there. I think it's going to be a bit easier. Oh, well, that was a bit of a battle climbing up there first thing in the morning, but we've now got this as a view. Look at that, eh? So you can see Derwent Water and then Bass Lake as well. Right, we're going to go right up to the summit, have another little 360, and then we're going to head off down. There's the summit. There's your 360. Not bad for a little fell on the side of a forest there. And I don't know what it is with the weather or what, but since setting off, I haven't seen a soul, haven't seen anyone. And so last time I was up here, like I say, there was me and two other tents. Oh, I can feel the wind a bit now. I think I chose the right place. It's certainly not as windy as it was last night. So I think over here it would have been quite blustery. Little viewpoint here. I mean, there is that track there. There's that track going up, but this one actually goes down, so I'm pretty sure there is a path that takes us back down, but I'll check the map when I get further down. Right, well, what's the verdict on this OMM rucksack? Well, not comfortable when you load it up, and it goes right to what I always think. Big packs are designed for big weight, and little packs are designed for little weights. So if you start trying to sort of load up, I mean, I won't say I'm ultra light, but I think this is definitely a less than 5 kilo bag. I've got, I think it's about 6 altogether when I had everything in, because the waist straps, they don't take any weight really, they just sort of hold the pack on. So this is ultra lightweight. You know, like I say, 5 kilos, food, water, everything. You know, you want to be carrying about 3 kilos worth of stuff. So yeah, ultra lightweight for this one. Hopefully my other pack comes soon. In fact, that's where it's been made, right there. The Atom Packs factory. Couldn't get more local than that, could you? Got this little sketchy bit. This was easy coming up, but actually going back down, I'm gonna have to switch the camera off and concentrate. Right, we'll pass that little bit, and then we've got the big boy coming up. Again, I think I'll have to switch the camera off and just concentrate on that one, just because it's slippy today. Don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear a waterfall. So I think we're coming to the dodgy bit. There we go. So I need to get from here down there. So I'm going to put you away and concentrate on this. Just turn around on this one. Look through your feet as you're coming down. You can see handholds and stuff. Whew. Down here we go. That should be after that slab all the way up there. Ooh. Well, I'm glad that bit's over. And then you come out of the woods and you get a lovely view like that. There's the Bishop's Head. It actually looks a lot closer on in real life. Probably like 100 metres away from it from this way. Right, well, that was another successful wild camp. Going up Barf, sleeping on the top there. Got a bit windy during the night. Obviously rained when I put the tent up. The only time it really did rain as well. It really came down. I see some other footage of an event on in Cumbria there, and it was really bad. So I think I've done well hiding from the wind this time. Not bringing the really lightweight tent that's no good in wind at all. And just sacrificing that extra, I think it's like 600 grams, just for that added safety. This has been Lost in the Lakes, and we'll see you in the next one.